Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Seventh Rule with your stars, Cirroc, Lofton, and Aron Eisenberg.
Bum, 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 bum.
That's right.
Boom.
Rocking out.
Boom.
So we got a lot of big news. We've got a brand new Star Trek Picard teaser trailer, which was amazing, and we cover the whole thing in a separate video. So please check that out on YouTube. Just look it up. Look us up on the Seventh Rule with a 7 and watch our breakdown. It's like 45 minutes of Cirroc saying how great it is. And Aron being naughty.
How can we talk so long about a 30-second teaser I will never understand?
Because you have so many naughty jokes.
I didn't have any naughty jokes.
Well, we had a lot of critique. You know, I got to bring the critique in there. This is
45 minutes of critiquing for us.
30 seconds.
30-second teaser.
But overall, we love it, and we're extremely excited. And we'll have Patrick Stewart on our show next week.
Oh, easy. Unless you made a phone call in between the two shows.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Probably not. Though.
I sent an invite out to him on Twitter. We'll see if he responds.
Perfect. So before we get too deep into this episode, by the way, we are going to be reviewing A Man Alone. That is episode 4 of Deep Space Nine. Fantastic, amazing, awesome, A Man Alone. So please wait till the end and tell us what you thought of A Man Alone, either from memory or rewatch it and then come back and join the discussion. Before we get into that, Cirroc, I believe, has a shout out to give to Trinity Comics. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah. Let's give a shout out to our sponsor. No. Shout out to Trinity Comics Convention Services. They attend over 30 comic conventions a year and have the biggest private signings with some of the biggest celebrities and comic creators in the world. They offer COAs and certification through CGC and CBCS. Now make sure to visit them online at www.trinity-comics.com.
Beautiful. And we've got Chateau Picard right here, winery. Also our sponsor, maybe someday.
I wonder if Trinity Comics can get an autograph of Gene Simmons.
Yeah, he likes the Reds.
Oh, by the way, we are noticing a great new location for Cirroc.
I'm sure they could.
And Aron noticed something about where he is at Quark's Bar, right?
Quark's Bar. That's Quark's distant cousin, Quark.
It's very funny, trust us.
Very. It's hysterical. Actually, I thought about, is that why he was called Quark? Like Quark. Because he's a bartender.
You've got the wine at that Quark. Yes, and Ryan was also mentioning that a quark is a nanoparticle, obviously one of the pieces that makes up an atom, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Brought to us by, if I'm not mistaken, either Carl Sagan or Stephen Hawking. One of those two kind of brought that into the forefront.
They were smart guys.
Yeah.
Much smarter than I.
So let's talk about A Man Alone.
I don't know if that's possible.
Episode 4 of Deep Space Nine, and I
feel like we're in a temporal anomaly right now, Ryan. Are we in a temporal anomaly?
Seems like it.
There's a little bit of. Am I stuttering audio wise? Like, am I coming through clear?
No.
No.
No, you sound just fine.
You're coming through clear to me.
Yeah. You're frozen to me right now, Cirroc. That's why I'm asking.
How about me? Am I all right?
Well, to me, you're frozen. Ryan freezes off and on. So I don't know if it's on my end. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, I'm frozen to you?
Yes.
Yep. Why don't you just call back? See if that works. Just hang up and call right back.
I can't tell.
If that works.
But I can hear you.
It is on your end.
You've just frozen.
Me?
Yeah. Have I frozen at all?
Nope.
No? Okay, good.
So while we get that figured out, let's talk about A Man Alone. Cirroc, you can just hang up and call right back, and maybe that'll work.
No, you're clear.
Okay.
Who's clear?
Okay,
I'm clear?
I'll do it.
I think he's at a Gene Simmons Kiss concert right now.
He said, okay, he'll do it. So anyway, so we rewatched A Man Alone, and Aron Eisenberg, while Cirroc calls back. Tell us what you thought.
First of all, I'm confused. Shouldn't it be a changeling alone? I'm just saying. I liked it. I liked it.
Cirroc.
Oh, Cirroc is back.
Okay.
He's
I'm
at
back.
Quarks. He's hanging out at Quarks. I liked it. I thought it was a good episode, a fun episode. And actually, upon the second viewing, I had watched it once last year, and I saw more social commentary than I had seen the year prior. And again, I think what we've noticed in this DS9 rewatch is each episode so far is giving more, character development to individual characters. In this one, obviously, it's Mr. Odo. I love when he says Mr. Odo.
Mr. Odo.
Yeah, Mr. Odo. Right now, I just heard the guy from The Matrix, Mr. Odo.
Mr. Anderson.
But I did like the episode. I enjoyed it, and I liked. There were a lot of things I did enjoy about it. There was something I found kind of interesting about the show. So, because Keiko starts a school, right, and Jake and I become friends, she is actually instrumental by her starting that school of saving the Alpha Quadrant.
Can I just make a quick announcement? Speaking of which, I wanted to jump in and say this. This is the monumental moment where Jake and Nog met. This is it. A Man Alone, episode 4. Jake and Nog meet. Nog is licking like a ratsicle. And
glop on a stick, this script said.
A what on a stick?
Glop. Said glop.
Glop on a stick.
Yeah.
And also, we get a Molly sighting. I was so excited. We got a Molly sighting.
We did. Yes, we did.
Pretty badass.
But one of the things I noticed about this is that Keiko really is instrumental to saving the Alpha Quadrant and putting the wheels in motion. And the other thing I noticed is because she sets up the science experiment that Cirroc and I, Jake and Nog, go to the Gamma Quadrant for, and that starts the progression of the Dominion basically telling or not wanting anybody from the Alpha Quadrant coming to the Gamma Quadrant. And then I thought, how funny that then Cirroc and I go to the Voyager craft service table, and the next day they tell all the DS9 people, you're not welcome on the Voyager set. So I put that together and I realized that basically Voyager and the whole crew, they are the Gamma Quadrant, and DS9 is the Alpha Quadrant. And that little street between us was the wormhole.
I thought you were going to say that Keiko is the real hero of Deep Space Nine.
I started with that because she started the school. And the other thing I noticed that how often, and this is a political statement, do we not put money into education? We constantly seem to remove it and put it more into military. And yet this show demonstrated Sisko automatically being the father going, go ahead. What do you need? I'll give you everything you need to start your school. Because she started that school, and because Jake is such a wonderful human being who teaches Nog how to read, that trajectory of Nog moves into a much bigger paradigm, and the rock that's thrown into the water and the ripples that happen because of that one action have major consequences 4, 5, 6 years, 6 years later. In a larger scale. And I kind of joking aside with the Voyager thing, I thought that was really funny.
No, I thought that's pretty interesting that you see that parallel.
Yeah,
it's really it's fascinating. No, I haven't heard anybody mention that. It's the first I've heard of that theory and that kind of a concept.
Yeah, and I and this is only the fourth episode. Right. So, and the other thing I thought of, and then I'll stop because I know I talk too much, but because I was
Aaron, no. Okay. Sorry.
Because I was a recurring guest star, I only got scripts for the episodes I was in. So I never saw what happened after I did an episode and then all the story that continued because I wasn't continually giving scripts. So then I'd get another episode and I go, oh, well, here I am. And what am I doing? It's kind of like I'd read a whole book, but I'd constantly be missing chapters. So because I haven't watched DS9, a lot of those chapters are going to be filled in for me. So I find that kind of fascinating because we're asked to play a role and we're asked to tell a story, yet I don't always know everything that's going on or what got us here and then what happens after we go from here to there, and what really happened in the Dominion War and everything that it entails. So it's an interesting journey for me going through this, even though I was in this episode. But it's a really fun journey.
Yeah, I agree. There's a certain element of having the advantage of hindsight and having the experiences that we've had afterwards to kind of look back at it with a different sense of the people, the actors who played the different characters, and overall where it's going to end up at the end. So it's kind of interesting to look at it unfold in this different lens. I'm getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. I'm seeing a lot of the freshness of the characters, which is awesome too. Dax's character and Bashir stand out to me as far as like a little bit of the freshness to them. I think they kind of mature over the course of the show, and you kind of see the maturation of each one of them. But I see Bashir really trying to. He's almost like going through puberty on the show.
Yeah,
He is. Yeah.
Right, and it's kind of funny to see him kind of stumble his way and try to find where he fits in everything. He's looking like trying to really establish himself. I thought that was interesting. And also with Dax's character, I felt like she's trying to find her way and really find a way to blend in and fit in with everybody. There's a certain little level of distance between characters at this point, which I think is interesting, and it's good to watch the beginning of the budding development of characters. I think that's really fun to watch.
what I want to know is when Sisko tells you, I don't want you hanging out with that kid, which was Nog. And then he says, there's 12 other kids on this station. What happened to those 12 other kids? And I was thinking to myself, really? Out of 13 kids on the station, so that would be 14 with you, right?
Right.
You're like, but he's the best guy to hang out with. It's like we need extra scenes where you go to meet the other 12 kids and they're all just, God, this kid's annoying, or this kid's a punk, that kid's really mean. But then you go, hey, okay, I guess I got one more try with this guy. And then you go, hey, I'm Jake, and I'm still, yeah, what do you want, human? Like, man, nobody is nice on this station. And you go, I'm not going to give up on this little guy. He's orange. He's kind of cute. He's got feral teeth. But darn it, there is something about him. I bet you he's going to go to Starfleet someday. I'm going to make him my friend.